Let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a comprehensive deep dive into defamation in the digital age, specifically within South Africa. It's a topic that affects us all profoundly, I think, especially with how quickly information and, yes, misinformation too, can spread online. Understanding your rights and responsibilities in this digital space. Well, it isn't just important, is it? It's absolutely critical.
Yes, absolutely. And what often surprises people is how the legal concept of defamation, which, was once primarily focused on print and maybe spoken word, has evolved so significantly to encompass our vast, complex digital landscape here in South Africa. Our purpose today, really, is to equip you with a clearer understanding of what that actually means for your digital footprint. We need to explore exactly why seemingly harmless jokes, or perhaps quick opinions shared online, can actually lead to quite serious legal consequences. And importantly, what legal avenues are open to you if you find yourself harmed by such statements.
That's a vital starting point. So over the course of this deep dive, we'll begin by defining precisely what constitutes a defamatory statement in this digital realm. Then we'll move on to the various legal remedies available to those affected. And finally, yes, we'll delve into a landmark South African case study, one that clarifies some truly fundamental principles. It's all aimed at giving you clear, concise, and valuable insights. So before we go any further, what exactly are we talking about when we say defamation in this digital world? How do these online interactions, which, let's face it, often feel so casual or informal, how do they become legally problematic in such a serious way?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, defamation in the digital context isn't merely about direct, overt accusations, though it can be that too, of course. It can occur through many forms of communication online. For example, claiming someone is a fraud without any evidence to back it up. That's a classic example. Or perhaps asserting that a statement damaging someone's good name is somehow made in the public interest when, objectively, it isn't.
I see. So the context matters hugely.
Hugely. And think about the danger, the real danger of posting altered videos or manipulated memes. We see these quite often. These can wildly distort the truth, can't they? Leading to significant and potentially lasting harm to an individual's character or reputation.
That's quite sobering.
It is. And what's particularly striking, I think, is how the often casual nature of online commentary can itself lead to legal issues. A seemingly innocuous or lighthearted remark, maybe shared with a laugh among friends online, can in fact cause substantial distress and very real damage to the person targeted. This really underscores the absolute need for responsible digital conduct from every single user.
That's a crucial point, isn't it? That idea that a casual comment, perhaps dashed off quickly, can have such a severe, unforeseen impact. So given these potential harms, what avenues for redress does South African law provide? What can someone who has been defamed actually do?
Right. Well, the law provides quite robust avenues for protection and redress. It takes reputation seriously. Firstly, victims of defamation can seek retractions of the false statements, or they can demand public apologies. These are recognized legally as a crucial way to publicly undo some of that reputational damage, to try and set the record straight.
Okay, so correcting the record is key.
It is, but beyond that, monetary damages may also be awarded. This is to compensate for the harm caused to the person's dignity and their reputation. And to give you a vivid example, just imagine the profound, devastating impact of losing your employment directly because of defamatory remarks made about you online.
That would be terrible.
Indeed. And such an award aims to provide some measure of compensation for that very real harm. Furthermore, the courts can also issue interdicts.
Interdicts. Can you explain those briefly?
Yes, certainly. An interdict is basically a legal order from the court to stop the further publication or dissemination of those harmful statements. It acts like an immediate digital cease and desist, if you like, ensuring ongoing protection of an individual's reputation and halting the spread of that harmful content.
Yeah, I see. So it stops the bleeding, so to speak.
Exactly. And these legal options, taken together the retractions, apologies, damages, interdicts, they collectively emphasize the seriousness with which South African law treats defamation. And they highlight the very real potential consequences of irresponsible online posting.
Okay, that's very clear. Now, you mentioned a landmark case earlier. To truly bring these legal principles to life and show you, our listener, how they play out in the real world, we really should look at that South African case. Leroux v. Day.
Yes, Leroux v. Day. It's a crucial reference point. This case involved a deeply manipulated image. It was created by schoolboys, actually, This image was then circulated, and it profoundly impacted a teacher's reputation, a deputy principal, in fact. The matter eventually went all the way to the Constitutional Court, and that court ultimately affirmed the defamation claim made by the teacher.
Affirmed it, despite it being created by schoolboys.
Yes. And what's profoundly significant here, and this is a critical takeaway for anyone navigating the digital space, is that the court made it abundantly clear. An intention simply to be humorous or perhaps to play a prank does not absolve one from legal liability for defamation.
Wow. That's huge. So I was just joking, isn't a defense.
Not in itself, no. It's a stark reminder that online, your subjective intent isn't the primary factor the law looks at. What really counts is the objective impact of the statement, or the image in this case, on the victim's reputation in the eyes of reasonable people. This case truly highlights the profound responsibility users carry in their every online expression, every post, every share.
That's a pretty heavy implication, isn't it? Thinking about how easily things spread. So let me just clarify this. Even if I send, say, a private message containing something potentially damaging to just one friend, if they then share it more widely and it causes harm, could I, the original sender, still be held liable? How far does that concept of publication really extend in the digital space?
That is precisely the challenge the digital age presents. You've hit on a key issue. The act of publication, under defamation law, is no longer confined to traditional media like newspapers or books. If you create defamatory content, even if you initially intend it only for a very small, private group, and it's subsequently foreseeable that it might be shared more widely, and it is shared and it causes harm, then yes, the chain of liability can potentially extend back to you, the original source.
Right. Foreseeability becomes important.
Very important. The courts consider the potential reach of the statement in the digital environment, not just your initial, perhaps limited intention for its dissemination. It truly underscores that every click, every share, every comment carries potential legal weight.
Okay. So bringing this all together, what does this all mean for you listening right now? This deep dive into defamation in the digital age, particularly through the specific lens of South African law. And thinking about that significant Leroux v. Day case, it really highlights the boundaries of free speech in our interconnected world, doesn't it? We've discussed what constitutes defamation, the robust legal remedies available here in South Africa, and that critical lesson from the Leroux case regarding personal accountability online, even for a supposed joke.
Yes. And this raises an important question, I believe. How do we navigate the powerful reach of social media responsibly, especially given its capacity to shape public discourse, sometimes almost instantaneously? While social media undeniably offers valuable platforms for expression, for connection, for debate, understanding the potentially severe ramifications of defamation is absolutely essential. It's non-negotiable, really.
A necessary part of digital literacy.
Precisely. The legal standards we've discussed today serve as a clear reminder, an unequivocal reminder that free speech, while fundamental, does have clear and necessary boundaries, particularly where it intersects with the fundamental dignity and reputation of other individuals. These are also protected rights. Ultimately, mindfulness regarding the content we choose to share online isn't merely, good etiquette or practice. It is absolutely essential if we want to cultivate a responsible digital environment, an environment where those fundamental principles of reputation and human dignity are carefully protected and genuinely respected.
Indeed. A crucial point to end on. We really encourage you to consider this. In our increasingly interconnected world where every post, every comment can have unforeseen ripples, how does your personal commitment to thoughtful and respectful online interaction contribute? How does it help maintain the integrity of the broader digital discourse? It really is a collective responsibility, after all, isn't it? To build and maintain that respectful online space for everyone.